Not bad at all. Hey, plus resist pent is pretty good. Plus defense Morgan. I mean, not the worst. I can always just fuse that one. It is annoying to get a 4-star Bastion with a plus defense minus speed, but at least I did manage to pull Lucia before the actual spark for Elincia, giving me a plus defense minus HP one. I also did finally manage to pull a Sumia with a plus res minus attack, as well as I'm pretty sure first ever 4-star special seasonal hero being a Bridal Tharja with plus defense minus HP. And of course, since I didn't manage to pull Elincia during the actual banner, she was my spark. So all in all, I'd say that was a pretty good results. In general, I did hit maybe 3 out of the 4 categories. I did not actually pull a 5-star off focus during the banner, but that's fine on my end. So now on to the actual meat of this video. I previously talked about demotes, like the problems that I feel like the demotes at this point have, as well as the fact, like, skill specifically. Like, one of the big things I suggested was moving some of the tier 3 and older tier 4 skills that are no longer being used to the demote pool to at least give them a fighting chance or some kind of value to them. So this is going to actually be the list of the top 5 skills that I think could easily be moved down. Now, these are all personal preferences. If anyone has any other thought processes, please feel free to let me know. Um, but basically, these are all skills that no longer have any real value in staying 5-star exclusive anymore. So that means that the tier 3 or tier 4 no longer has the value of being a only available on 5 stars. So first up is going to be the honorable mention. Yes, I know people are very tired of seeing attack speed push 4. Yes, I know it is overused with currently 27 units having actual preference, whether it being a total 5-star off focus, 5-star special versions, or 5-star legendary and mythics. Yes, I understand that already. However, I still see the aspect of being the first possible demoted tier 4 skill. If that's the case, I probably would guess that people would not mind seeing it because even if it is a bad or subpar skill in this day and age, it is still a usable tier 4 skill and one of the easiest ones to actually come out. So that's why I put it as an honorable mention. I don't personally like the idea of seeing more attack speed push 4. I am definitely tired of it. But I also see it as having more possibility, especially since IS would probably lose very little by making it a demote skill. So with that, let's go with number 5, attack defense push 4. Now, this is a similar line of thought with attack speed push 4. It's not used very often. It's not necessarily a subpar skill, but the thing that differentiates between this and even attack res push 4 is that it is the only push 4 skill to not be available in the normal pool, as we have for myth. We only have 5 sources of it, and all of them are either mythic. So we have Thor and Bremimond, and then the 3 seasonals I believe are going to be Spring Maria. We also have Bridal Sophia, and yeah, sadly I forgot the last one. But to be fair, it's not exactly a point that I really enjoy making on that one. It's just the fact that you're not going to see this as very interesting for a lot of high end builds just because of that recoil damage, which does make it a very good option. The other thing too is that out of all the push, it actually has a very good sourcing for the tier 3 skills, so it is also very easy to inherit. Now on to number 4, Quick Riposte 3. So we do have the tier 4 skill coming from Rearmed Ganglot. And 11 5-star units have the skill, but it's been in the game since year 1, with both Klein and Tsubaki having it as their 5-star tier 3. Same exact thing for Leo Extra Tomatoes being the year 3 Grail unit. So far this has been a skill that has been in the game since pretty much the conception of the game, yet it's still locked behind the 5-star wall. And while there are units that enough units in the 4-star special pool, it's kind of hard to validate keeping the tier 3 as a 5-star skill exclusively, just because that the HP requirement of at least 70% or more to get that guaranteed follow up is very, very hard. Not to mention the fact that there are way too many skills that actively offer the option, just nullifying the guaranteed follow-up effects. It is also very required for a very good tier 4 B skill. So this would be, again, this is a skill that I personally think does not truly deserve to be a 5-star exclusive skill right now. Going back to tier 4 skills with number 3 being Brazen Attack Speed 4. This is a skill that was only on one seasonal unit, that being Summer Walt from year 3. Um, and also the other thing too is that there are 2 units, one each from the normal pool and Grell units, to have this as their demote tier 3 skill. So it has very good value for a budget option kit unit. And again, IS has done nothing with the Brazen Tree at all. We've seen nothing beyond this for tier 4, and even most of the other tier 3 versions of other Brazen skills are still one unit locked to having only a 5-star skill. So this would pretty much everything in the Brazen Tree could easily be demoted for all of these. Again, this is a skill that might not see a lot of play, but you also could see it as a good option for units that don't mind taking that little bit of damage, but would prefer keeping themselves alive. Let's move on to number 2, and this is a very big one. I didn't put it on number 1 because it's still a tier 3, but it is Attack Speed Catch 3. This is a tier 3 skill that has 18 units that have this at tier 4. Yet there are no normal pool units that actively have it as a tier 3 for any kind of level of demote. You could also say the exact same thing referring to Attack Speed Ideal 3, but Ideal does actually have Muriel, even if she does have that as the non-demoted skill. There's only 2 units that have this tier 3, and that is New Year's Lyre, as well as Spring Ash. Both of those units are and will probably most likely still be seasonal demoted units. When you're pulling on a seasonal banner, the hard to fill in, and the banners that usually always will require Fate Pass to spark on, you really don't want to waste your orbs getting demotes unless you actively want that demote. There's probably hundreds of builds that actively use Attack Speed Catch 3, yet it's very limiting to try and actually get this, since due to the fact that inheriting only offers 4 slots, it's either you're doing some other skill or you're just getting Attack Speed Catch 4. So this is a very hard skill for any free-to-play player, anyone who just doesn't pull very often. Now, again, I don't honestly know this. I know that there are probably people who would prefer tributing their one and only copy of, say, Farina to a unit that they want to give Attack Speed Catch 4. And again, that's fine. But I also feel like this skill could, even as a 5-star, be added to the normal pool and have very little effect on the availability of said skill. And now, the number 1 skill, at least, and this was a very hard one because I really did think that this was only a 4, maybe 5-piece skill, but I think number 1 could easily be Rouse Attack Defense 4. So we've already seen Alarm Attack Defense on Summer Aphram. We also all know that this is only available on one very popular seasonal, that being a New Year's Fafnir. So the other thing too is that the demoted source exists as a Grail unit, and that being, I believe, Bertram. So this is a very optional skill that could at least see some level of increased availability, either through just demoting it purely out of just the value of demoting, or to give it a to make it a little bit more just more available, because it is also one of those cases where we see a lot of newer skills getting added to the game, but we don't see a lot of actual source material for those skills being added at the same time. But anyway, thank you very much once again for watching my videos. If you have any skills that you think would be good considerations for demoting them, leave them in the comments. I am always willing to listen to people say that attack speed push 4 should no longer be continued using. We need way more copies of attack speed catch 4. We need more attacks. We need more finish skills. We need more whatever it is. I mean, I'm always open to listening to these kind of ideas. I make these videos with this content specifically so that I can start the conversation. And then if you enjoy what I put out for the content, please consider subscribing. It helps me immensely validating what I do, but also it's just fun to make these. So if anyone has any thoughts too, as well as to what I make, as well as like subjects that they want me to try looking into, aside from maybe meta, because I really don't pay enough attention to it. Plus, there's way too many people who cover it already. I'm pretty late in terms of most of my videos. Please leave them in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.